Hey, welcome back to the garage, everyone. Your home for the most popular, least watched automotive enthusiast channel on YouTube. Today, we've got some loose trim and a stiff door on the old 300 SD, so stick around. All right, folks, we're back. The old passenger door, the right front passenger door here on the 300 SD, we've got some loose trim right there. It's pretty typical. It's the same thing we've been dealing with all along on this car. And this is the last bit of trim that we're going to need to work on. It's just a little bit of delamination here and some cracking. And we're going to need to get this door panel off, get this trim off, and do the same thing to it that we've done on the other trim, which is basically JB weld, sanding, staining, and polyurethaning. The other thing here is we've got a stiff door. The door stops fine. The door check strap seems to be working just fine, but it's just really kind of stiff. It doesn't make any noise. It could shut a little better if you don't put quite enough pressure on it. It won't quite shut as well as it should, I think. It just needs to be a little looser. I think the check strap simply needs lubrication. You know, the door's in really good shape. We could just leave it alone, really, if we wanted to. But I'd like for everything on this car to work, you know, just right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get this door panel off of here and make an assessment of everything that's going on. All right, first up, let's go ahead and get this B-pillar trim piece off. For some reason, someone put a flathead screw in here. So apparently someone has been into this before and they lost the proper screw, but no matter. All right, one B-pillar trim piece. Door lock, and we'll take the latch trim off next, I guess. And we'll remove our drink holders. Honestly, my car is the only one I've seen that has these, and really they're kind of useless, to be honest with you. But someone spent the time and effort to cut holes in the door panels, unfortunately. So we'll keep them. I suppose maybe at some point later I may choose to replace this. But anyway, that's for a later date. Let's go ahead and get our trim piece off here. There's one item we're probably going to fix right there. See that loose latch right there? We got to fix that. So we need to get this little plastic piece off. Just use a little hook tool right there. Careful. We don't want any breakage. And that reveals a screw right there. Let's go ahead and take our seat control electric seat knobs off. There we go. Well, that one was pretty tight. Now this little cover needs to come off. Got a little C-clip, so get your little pick tool. It's made of plastic, so it's not hard to get off, but it simply needs to be removed. All right, so now I'm loose. I should be able to take this and pull it backwards this way. It also has to be disconnected from this piece of trim. There we go. All right, that's what a little bit of experience will get you. A piece of trim removed without breakage. So it was on the car like this. And this flange slips in behind the trim right there. And then these two guys slip into the other piece of trim in the back. So all that stuff slips together. You just have to be really careful. Yeah, it looks like we have, that's not me, that's just age, I think. We got a little bit of crackage right there, but we can fix that with some epoxy. So let's move on. All right, I've got to get this piece loose right here. This is, you got to gently slide this thing along this handle so we can get to the screw behind it. That screw was actually not tight. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's go ahead and take the screw out underneath here. Whew, that was pretty tough. Woo! All right, let's see what we can do with this. All right, we're making progress. All right, we've got a couple of screws back here. And another small one. Again, you want to store your screwdrivers in the presence of a magnet. And another one back here. I think this is the last screw. I believe we are about ready to pull the door panel off. So we've got this guy is nice and loose now. Of course, you guys know about, the W126 cars. To get the door panel off, this needs to be loose. Let's disconnect the lamp. Free parts. More free parts. Anything else? This clip over here on the left-hand side is not letting loose. Need to find a sweet spot. There we go. All right, let me get the wires for the lamp out. All right, let's get this guy over to the workbench. All right, we'll go ahead and give you a little rundown on what we see right off the bat. So the main topic of concern is the, well, that. Alrighty then, that was pretty easy. So we got delaminated. Look at that, there's hardly any glue on that. I mean, come on. I mean, what's up with that? I guess it dried up and just faded away over time. Clearly, that's an issue. We're going to fix that. We're going to get this trim off of here, and we'll redo that just like we did all the rest of it. So, let's move on. Another item that is curious is, the driver's side door panel was kind of loose like this as well. So if you look on the back side, on the driver's side door panel, I put a reinforcement somewhere in this neighborhood to tighten this up, to tighten this material against the plastic. I may do that here as well. The cardboard, it looks like it's had a little bit of water intrusion over the years. You see this dark area here. It's just discolored from probably a little bit of mildew. Looks like there was a plastic clip that was here. It's gone now. We might get lucky. It may be in the bottom of the door. Well, we'll just see what happens there. If it's not, we'll make one. They're supposed to look like this. Okay, so yeah, no wonder this door panel was a little easy to get off. You can see here, it looks like this flange on the top is the only one that isn't broken. Awesome. So we've got our work cut out for us, just like the driver's door panel. what I'll do is I'll manufacture some flanges here. I can use sheet metal and JB Weld, and we can make something that can hold this door we can make something that can hold this door panel tightly against the door frame. So no worries there. We can fix it up. We have the technology, folks. But for right now, let's go ahead and get this trim off and start the restoration process on our wood veneer. These are actually just little plastic nuts, and they are 7mm. Yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do on this door panel. We've got some broken plastic flanges. We've got some trim that needs to be restored. The interior of the door on the car looks pretty good. I think it just needs lubrication and cleaning. All right, next up, let's get the heat gun out and get this wood trim off. All right, we finally got it to let loose there. This piece of trim is actually in pretty good shape. It just became delaminated from the aluminum base. The typical crack areas here to note are right in this area. You know, I think that's actually part of the manufacturing process. But once you put this back in the car, the trim will cover that. You can't see it, so it's no big deal. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the base here. I think we'll probably go ahead and have to take this on down. Notice some delamination right here, and upon further inspection, slip my screwdriver in there, and it's starting to come loose. Our next step will be to separate the aluminum from the wooden base, and let's just see what we have here. It's a journey, and let's see how far we can get. Well, it was a little stubborn, but we got it off of there. So let's take a look at the damage. Yeah, I got that section of the wood a little bit overly warm, but the business end where it sticks to the aluminum is not that bad, so not going to worry about it all that much. This piece of the wooden support structure is a little loose from this veneer, so remains to be seen. I may just apply some JB Weld in here, clamp it, and be done with it. This block in here appears to be glued in really well. And down here, the base and the veneer seem to be attached really nicely. I don't think we'll need to detach that and redo it at all. We're not going to take this any further. We will use some JB Weld and apply some down here, clamp this into place, let it sit for a day or so. So after this joint dries in a day or so, we'll glue it back to the aluminum. All right, not the prettiest thing we've ever been accused of, but it'll get the job done. We're going to let this dry for, I don't know, 8 or 10 hours or so, and then we'll take the clamps off, do a little sanding, and carry on. All right, here's the outer veneer. We've been working on this with some 220 dry paper. And we've got some cracks, and we already knew that, of course. And here's a crack all the way through. We're going to get this surface prepared as best we can with the 220 and make sure we get it reasonably smooth and get as many defects out of it as we can. We'll sand the backside as well to prepare it for adhesion to the aluminum layer. And then after it's glued down to the aluminum, we'll apply some wood filler, I think, maybe to these cracks and to this big one up here on the corner. You've got to treat each piece a little differently because it has different issues. Some issues remain the same, like this little area right here. This is the same on just about all these cars, I bet. So, all right, so we're going to continue on with the sandpaper. I think I'm about done with this outside layer. I'm going to just hit the inside a lick and get it ready for adhesion to the aluminum. All right, here it is the next day, and we've completed the glue-up job here on the wooden base. The epoxy has set in there real nicely, and we've sanded down the excess there. I've also taken some 100 grit and basically just scuffed up this surface here so that it will adhere to the aluminum layer. So up next, we're going to glue the aluminum back on this piece and get it nice and rigid before we get the outer veneer glued back on. All right, let's start our glue up job here. We're going to use conventional JB Weld for the longer work time. All right, we're ready to go. I usually just cut a sliver of wood off a 2x4 or something and use that to spread the epoxy around. This piece of trim is pretty flimsy, and I'm going to go for a fairly thick layer of epoxy to try to firm this thing up. And I want 100% coverage because, after all, how long do we want it to last? Until the end of time. These classic Mercedes were designed to be repaired. They were designed to be fixed. All right, let's go ahead and clamp the aluminum down. We'll just start at one end, and then we'll go down the line here. I don't know. I may not use any rubber bands on this. This looks pretty good. Let's see. So we've got this little. See, it's stuff like that that's a challenge. So I think that's a good candidate for a clamp. That clamp is actually not strong enough. Let me get a bigger one. All right, let's see. Let's get a big one right here. All right, there's your monstrosity right there. So we're not going to use rubber bands on this. I think I'm going to graduate to multiple clamps. It's just so much easier. The rubber bands were good for the other pieces that I was working on because they were in really, really bad shape. But I think clamps will do nicely here. All right, so another 8 to 10 hours on. Well, actually, this is conventional JB Weld, so we need to let this dry for about a day. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. I think we're going to finish this video up right here. So we've got quite a bit of work ahead of us. So once this aluminum and wooden base is done drying, we will glue it up to the outer veneer, and we'll finish this thing up with some final sanding and some polyurethane, and I think it'll look as good as new, or at least as good as we can make it anyway. So after that, we'll have to turn our attention to the door panel because we have some plastic tabs to remanufacture, and that process will take a little bit of time. Lastly, we will remove the door check strap and lubricate it and get our door to open and close a little easier. So for right now, we're going to call this the end of part 1 of our front passenger door restoration and maintenance video series. So you guys take it easy and enjoy working on your classic Mercedes.